Hello Virgo, welcome to your January 2016 Love and General Tarot card readings. Thank you so much for being here and Happy New Year. Super excited to be here with you. So let's go ahead and get started with your Love and General Tarot card reading. So we'll begin with love. So what are love messages of reading? Whoops. Virgo. Here we go. Bones. Interesting. Okay. And I do have a different setup. I'm traveling for the holidays, so I don't have my whole camcorder thing, so it is opposite. But I will hold the cards up so that you can see them. Interesting, you've got like I was pull out these first three cards and they were all wands, and the first thing that came to my mind was that you might have like a more passionate month, all right? Just not necessarily like sexually or in terms of a relationship, just like an inner drive within you, a drive to get things done, a drive to make these changes that maybe you've been planning for a while, and a drive to be victorious, a drive to succeed, okay? And here you are, a King of Pentacles, very prominent, very stable, very driven, okay? That's the word of the month for you, is drive, all right? And it's, you know, it's about that inner motivation, that inner strength, which we also have, and pulling on your resources of perseverance and willpower and courage to do things that I really think that this is going to be a, you know, kind of push the envelope type of month for you. All right, and it's a very dramatic way to begin the reading, but I see change. I see rapid change. I see travel for some of you. I see movement and action, right, which is great. And I see uprootedness, but in this particular instance, all right, I think that this isn't necessarily like a breakup or a divorce, by none of that. I see it as challenging the status quo, challenging the norm. I think some of you might have gone through a little bit of a lull in your relationship or your dating life. Some of you have gone through maybe like a little bit of a rut or a dry phase. Well, here you are shaking things up, all right? You're replanting the seeds. Okay, and I love that, because I think you have been successful in love. I think you have, maybe if you're single now, you have had success in love in the past. When I say success, doesn't mean that it lasted forever, you know. For some of you, you might still be married, but I think, Virgo, you're a very unsettled sign. I'm Virgo, so I could say this. There's just something about standing still that drives you crazy. And there is this desire for movement. You might be a slower moving earth energy, but you are also very, very good at making things happen, all right? So you crave progress. That's a King of Pentacles energy there. And this progress isn't suppressed by, or it's not driven by emotion. It's driven by practicality. It's driven by past realizations and past how am I trying to say it? The realization of things in the past, meaning the tangibility and the actual having of things in the past, actually having love, actually having relationships, actually having amazing sex, actually having fill in the blank, whatever it is. And so if you are or have been in a rut, there's a significant, like I said, a drive for you to find success and victory, and to reshape. I think this is a kind of a common theme for the signs that I've already read for this month. This is kind of a common theme, is this restructuring. And it comes, hand, I don't know exactly what the planets are doing, but it comes hand in hand with a new year. Right? But Virgo, you're not one usually to set goals and not attain them. I think for you, goal setting is extremely important. It's an extremely important part of life. And that you are one of the few that carry things through. So this is a time of your life when you can say, in love, I want this. In love, I want to be this. And then actually taking those steps to creating and realizing that change. Now, it comes from a very well thought out place. I think that there is in love. Okay. There may have been something that you started looking at differently. And like I said, you might have realized that it's a rut, quote unquote, or that things are maybe degrading even. And you're starting to, or you will start to see things from a different way, or even starting to see, I feel like you're starting to see solutions, okay? I'm kind of seeing this as a card of solutions. Right? You're starting to see the solutions in your love life in a different way. If you're totally single, this is you saying, okay, well, what I'm doing isn't working, so I'm just going to do something different. I'm going to challenge the status quo. I'm going to challenge the things that I've been doing, and I'm going to come up with a way to make it different. Some of you may be determined to get married. Some of you may be determined to be happy. Some of you may be determined to just get a boyfriend or a girlfriend. And here you are making internal changes to your system and the way that you have been doing things, which is very important. I think that you're placing a lot of responsibility on you. If you are in a long-standing relationship, you're not at a place where you're just going to say, well, I'm going to wait for my partner to do something because it's like, why should I be the one that always does something? No, you're not going to be like that. You're not going to do it that way. You know that the fastest way and the path of least resistance is if you just do it yourself. So you take on that responsibility to make those changes. But again, it's very well thought out. It's not rash. It's not illogical. It comes from a place of understanding. It comes from a place of maybe even past experience and introspection and saying, okay, well, what I've done in the past doesn't work, so let's try something else. And you do it. And for those of you who are single, there's a very positive omen for you at the end of the reading. This is the Page of Cups. This is someone that I think might see that attractive quality in you and reach out. And they might even just very simply say hello, very basically say, I'd love to get together, a cup of coffee, whatever. And for others of you that are in relationships, this is your partner saying something. This is positive reinforcement for your efforts, okay? Essentially is what it is. This is a positive outcome in love for things that you desire. This is you hearing things that you want to hear, receiving messages that you want to receive. We all want messages from the Page of Cups, right? We all want someone admiring us, whether it's from afar or with our partner. We all want someone that is interested in us. Now, whether or not that turns into anything is yet to be seen, but this is the fruits of our labor. Okay. Let me see. Let's pull out a final card. That reading went super fast. Ten of Pentacles, but in the reversal, which I don't necessarily like, which just means, okay, that there might be more, that this is not the realization of what it is you want, okay? That things might just fall, or actually, no, let me think on this for just a moment, because something just entered my mind. I'm seeing it connected here with the Four of Swords more than anything. I don't know why. It's just kind of pulling me in that direction. Maybe it's tied because they're the only reversals. But this is really the cards of family and marriage and love, and they're both in the challenge position, not the challenge positions, but in the reversal, and the energies are weakened. Now the 10 in a reversal to me indicates the breaking of a cycle. So 10 is the last number. The next one would be an ace or a 1. And a 10 in the reversal means that it's that ideal, okay, is not attained, or has not been attained, or is not attainable. So Virgo, we tend to hold ourselves to incredibly high standards. Okay, we're known for being the most critical of ourselves. And I don't know about you, but for me, that is ridiculously true. And when we do not succeed, there is an inner determination to find a solution and to achieve our desired result. I feel that we feel that you, Virgo, feel. I'm not reading for myself here. That you have fallen short in some aspect of your relationships or love. Again, placing the responsibility on yourself. I don't see the presence of your partner here at all, with the exception of maybe little words of praise or whatever. I think you're holding yourself up to too high of a standard, which would not be uncommon. Not to say that you shouldn't hold yourself up to standards, but sometimes you need to acknowledge and recognize success when it's there, when it's been earned, right? I mean, you have earned recognition for the way that you've been conducting yourself and the way that you have been living your life to some extent. Any failure is only perceived as failure by you. But I think there is quality in your relationships. I think there is quality in your prospects that you might be a little bit blind to. And you may be so focused on the fact that you, again, focused on solutions to the problem without maybe recognizing that the problem isn't really a problem, okay? Or that the goal didn't really fall short. It just was different. Okay, it's just different. Let me do the general now. Let's see what comes out. Whoa, okay. I'm going to pull that one, but I'm not going to pull these. I'm going to shuffle a couple more times. Actually, you know what? I am. I'm just going to do it. Okay. The Star reversal. 2 of Swords. 2 on top of a 2. 8 of Swords reversed. The Death reversed. 10 of Cups reversed. Swords. And Judgment. And the 2 of Cups. So I had to just look to make sure that, because I was like, well, did I pick them all upside down or what? But no, they came out this way. Here is another indication, okay, of the ideal, that pie in the sky idea, okay, and wishes not being fulfilled. and your desire for making rapid change. The problem, here's the thing that I don't want to see. I don't want to see you, Virgo, making decisions without all the information, or making rapid change in your life without thinking it all the way through. Here I feel is information. Here I feel is clarity of mind, and that piercing of the ego, and again, a realization, I think, that you might be holding yourself up to impossible standards, and allowing yourself, and the realization that you need to allow yourself some wiggle room. Okay, 8 of Swords reverse. Here you are not allowing yourself wiggle room. And as driven as you are to find solutions, I also don't want to see you so focused on finding a solution and making change that you might make rash, like I said, I said it before, I'm repeating myself, you make rash decisions. I think there needs to be an acknowledgement that you are in a transformation period. And whatever disappointment there was in your life, that there's still a lingering on. So for some of you, maybe career choices didn't quite work out in 2016. Maybe something set you back or made you feel like you were stepping backwards. For others of you, maybe, I feel like the word rejection is coming to my mind. Like someone rejected you, whether it was a company that didn't want you or didn't accept your resume, or whether it was a love situation, or whether just ideas had been rejected. And the ego blow from that rejection has caused you to maybe a little bit to the extreme gone to the other side and say, well, I don't need anyone's acceptance. I don't need anyone's validation. I can do this on my own. But that there may have been some blind decisions being made. Okay. I'm feeling a little bit of confusion here with this Two of Wands energy, this expansion, this transformation, this I need to reshape my life type of energy. Confusion about which way to go. Now, you're very decisive, you're very discriminating, you're very good at filtering out options and saying this is good, this is bad, this makes sense, this doesn't, let's do this. But it's just a reminder for you, okay, internally, I think that there's something speaking to you. I think that there is an intuition going on, but from a very, very quiet place. Twos are very quiet, feminine energies, feminine meaning internal. And I just want to make sure that you aren't just overreacting to something that you failed or disappointed someone in the past, and here you are trying to correct it in a more extreme way. Definitely a level of disappointment here. I think this month there will be a moment, and I'm going to call it an epiphany moment. Again, it's not going to be loud, it's not going to be big, it's going to just come to you. And I think whatever confusion you may have, or whatever darkness, whatever area of your mind is kind of fuzzy and unclear, will become clear. I'm happy this is in the right side position, because I feel that there are blessings in store for you. And I don't know why this card reminds me of like sitting It's like when you're sitting on the beach and a cloud comes over, and for a moment it gets a little chilly because you've been sitting in the sun for so long. It gets chilly, and then the wind from the ocean comes, and you kind of open your eyes and you're like, when is this sun going to pop back out again? And you wait and you wait, and then all of a sudden the sun comes back and you feel that warmth on your face. I feel that this is that moment of feeling that warmth back on your face, and that moment that things are right again. And this is a realignment of things in your life. And here's that element of balance. Okay, balance and, proper communication, and in many instances, love, and finding that connection, finding someone. Okay, but I think that finding someone in this Page of Cups energy is only going to come from after this epiphany moment, that maybe you pressured yourself too much, and maybe this disappointment that you either caused for yourself or for someone else wasn't really a disappointment. It wasn't really a failure, and that you were just binding yourself in and holding yourself to these standards that just were a little ridiculous. And you just need to let the effects of this situation kind of sift through and kind of work themselves out. Okay, I'm officially saying everything over and over again, so I'm going to stop. So this card kind of popped out. It's the Eight of Cups reverse. To me, this is about comfort. And maybe, having a hard time moving away from what's comfortable. And unfortunately, sometimes we feel comfortable in this over-analysis. And I really do think that you are over-analyzing things. I really do think that you are being a little too critical of yourself. And you're kind of hiding in that. And you might have a difficult time allowing that warmth of the sun to wash over you, because in some way you might feel like you don't deserve it, especially in terms of love. You do deserve it. Okay, don't lock yourself in a corner or lock yourself in a box and punish yourself. And I'm being extreme, right? But you don't need to punish yourself for something so silly or something so ridiculous. And just because you didn't get everything doesn't mean you didn't get something, because I see you having a lot. You didn't fail, it's just different. And it's that realization that things just are different, but you'll see why. You'll see why things are different. Like I said, that's the epiphany moment. And once you have that epiphany moment, I think things might shift gears for you, especially in terms of love. Okay, I'm going to leave you with that. It was kind of a little bit of a shorter reading, but I don't feel like there's really I felt like I was repeating myself enough as it is. So I will leave you with that. Virgo, I wish you a wonderful January. Thank you so much for being here, and I will see you next month. Bye.